Welcome everybody to another video, and we are back with another weekly trade recap. In this series I show the best trades that I did in the past week and why I did each trade. This week the biggest items I traded for were the white sparkle time fedora and the blue steel bling. Anyways, let's get right into this week's trade highlights. The first trade highlight starts off with a big one, and this is a trade for the white sparkle time fedora. So I gave the clockwork shades and the pastel rainbow shaggy for the white sparkle time fedora and the bandage. So this was an 100k overpay at the time, but the pastel rainbow shaggy has dropped a ton. It's dropped 90k since I did this trade, and it's been terrible. And I was really glad I got this trade because it was a huge win, because I knew the pastel rainbow shaggy was going to keep dropping. So this turned into only a 10k overpay for the white sparkle time fedora, and the white sparkle time fedora gets at least 150k overpays. And the clockwork shades are pretty good, but this is still a massive win, and I got the white sparkle time fedora for the first time, which this item has always kind of been a dream item of mine. The second trade is when I traded off my Elton John feather neck piece, and as you can see, this is now a huge win, and I'm really glad I traded this off. So at the time this was about equal, I think, but the feather neck piece went down a lot, and that is because the item just did bad over time. But this was accepted on the day that this item came out, and I was actually streaming at the time. I kind of helped raise it up to 4k, and then it just continued to drop back down after. So yeah, I was very glad I traded this off, got myself a nice win in the long run, and got myself some nice stable items instead of having this item which ended up just kind of dropping over time. So I guess that's a little bit of advice for you guys. Usually event items that come out on sale, they're gonna drop over time, so it's almost best to just trade them off for equal or a little bit of an overpay when they first come out to avoid this. The third trade highlight is another big trade, and this is when I downgraded the white sparkle time fedora. And yes, I only had the white sparkle time fedora for 2 days, so I barely had one of my dream items, but I downgraded the white sparkle time fedora and the bandage for the blue steel bling and the classic fedora. Now the blue steel bling and the white sparkle time fedora are the exact same value, and when I saw this trade I immediately accepted it because this is a huge win, and both the white sparkle time fedora and the blue steel bling get about the same amount of overpays. They both get about 150k, and the blue steel bling also barely has any copies, so it was cool getting this item. But this is 140 overpay on my white sparkle time fedora, which that is what this item gets. But then this adds another 150 overpay because that's what the blue steel bling gets. So this is basically like a 300k overpay on the white sparkle time fedora, which is a huge win, and this is actually one of the best trades I've ever gotten in trading. And the next day I downgraded the blue steel bling, so I gave the blue steel bling and the green queen of the night for the dark horns appanage, the clockwork headphones, and the agonizingly white bucket. So this trade right here at the time was 154k overpay, which also resulted in me gaining 300k profit in 24 hours, because the trade before with the white sparkle time fedora combined with this trade was 300,000 robux profit, so I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is now only a 58k overpay unfortunately, because the bucket dropped 90k and the green queen of the night rose 6k, which I guess is what it is. I'm not really mad about that because the white bucket dropped when I got sick, because I got sick basically the day of taking this trade. So this dropped on me 50k and then 40k, so I don't know, is what it is. Couldn't really do much about it because I was sick. And they actually dropped it a second time while I was sleeping, which was interesting. They dropped it with like a 5-hour interval, which is what it is, but I didn't want to stick with this rare, and I wanted to get myself some demand items or just some other items besides this rare, so I'll take it, still profit, and we move. The next trade highlight is this trade right here. I gave the super happy face for the disgraced starstone of the Federation, the royal fairy wings, and the panda knit. So this is a 2k lowball on my part, and the reason I did this is because the disgraced starstone gets a lot of overpays. The proofs all show like 20k plus, and in previous times used to get like 100k, which I feel like it's still a little bit crazy, but yeah, still really good proofs for this item, even though it was kind of dead and it's a rare. But I wanted to take my chance on it by lowballing this item, and you know, I only gave 2k, which isn't too bad, so I wanted to see what I could get out of it. And I did get a good trade out of this, which I will show you next, but yeah, this was definitely worth it, and I got a rare out of this, which ended up getting me profit. And here is that profit that I was talking about. So I got a 15k overpay on the Disgraced Star Stone of the Federation, and I got the Maker Fedora, the Rogue Masquerader, the Core Black's Death Speaker Spellbook, and the Shark Launcher. So I ended up profiting quite a bit from this, considering I gave 2k with Super Happy Face, and I got 15k back, which I didn't get the best items in return, but you know what, is what it is. The Maker Fedora isn't the best item, but also doesn't have many proofs, so I guess it's kind of decent. And yeah, basically got a 13k overpay on Super Happy Face. And the last trade highlight is this trade right here. I gave the Darksea the Fallen, the Space Hare, and the Disco Time Bowler for the Bright Eyes Black Sea Cola hat, the DIY Empress, and 700 Robux. Now this is an 8.5k overpay on my part, and the reason I did this trade is because the Black Sea Cola gets some overpays, gets like 5k plus, but the Darksea the Fallen, this item I had to get rid of because this item has been doing really bad. It's actually been 1v1ing for Super Happy Face, which is really bad, which is a 15k lowball. So I'm guessing this item will see a big drop soon, and I don't want to experience that. So I figured I would upgrade into something which will save my losses, and I could probably make this back too. So you know what, is what it is. Take a little bit of a loss, but also not really, because I think I'll be able to make my profit back on this item. So that is this week's trade highlights. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this week's trade highlights. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more weekly trade highlight videos. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.